Hi people, how are you? Shabbat Shalom. Yeah, today we will have stream. We will talk about Israeli. Just a second. What is the name of the stream? Israeli relations with the countries of the former Yugoslavia. As you know, Yugoslavia collapsed in 1991. But first of all, okay, first Yugoslavia was First Yugoslavia was formed in 1980, 1918, not 1980, 1918, yeah. After the World War One. World War One. After the World War One, Yugoslavia was formed. First Yugoslavia. During the Second World War, Yugoslavia was occupied. After the World War II, Yugoslavia was again formed, like or as a socialist federal republic. Yugoslavia was consisted of six socialist republics and two autonomous provinces. Okay, in 1948, on 14th May, Israel declared. Actually, I have also birthday on 14 May. Yes, on 14 May 1948, Israel declared independence. 3 days after this day, Yugoslavia recognized Israel as independent country. Okay, so after all this, in 1967, yeah, when Israel Arab War started. I don't know. This was second or third. Okay, yeah, you have to understand this. Yugoslavia was some kind of tutor of non-aligned movement. So this movement still exists, but this movement is not important like in. Okay, I hope everything is okay. Okay, yes. In this, just a second, I have to check because OBS is telling me that connection is not good. Okay, in 1967, when war started. Okay, we are live. Okay, don't worry. Everything. I don't know why OBS is telling me this. Okay, anyway, yes, in 1967 when was war between Israelis and Arabs. Okay, you have to understand Yugoslavia had relations with all these countries, non-aligned countries. This was some kind of neutral countries, I don't know. And a lot of countries were Arab countries like Iraq, Sudan, Egypt, and so on. So Yugoslavia invested a lot of money there in these countries. So they were forced, how can I say, they were forced to froze relations, Yugoslavia, with Israel. But there were still, of course, indirect relations between Israel and Yugoslavia. After Tito died, problems and political problems because they after Tito they didn't know how to control the country, who will be now in charge. So they every year they change the president from one republic to other republic, from one republic to other republic. Like, I don't know. One year was president of Yugoslavia, someone from Croatia. The other year was president from Serbia. And the other year was some from Slovenia, Bosnia, and so on, from Kosovo also. Okay, yeah. So after Tito, they didn't know how to control all this country. And yeah, we can say after Tito, Yugoslavia slowly was it all started then with collapsing, we can say. So it started to collapse after Yugoslavia actually started to collapse after Tito died. So in 1988, Yugoslavia recognized. We will talk also about Palestinian Authority. Here, Yugoslavia recognized Palestinian Authority as state in 1988. So just 3 years after that, Slovenia declared independence, Slovenia and Croatia, and I think Macedonia also. Okay, so after Slovenia, Croatia, and Macedonia declared independence, and Bosnia also, Israel recognized these new countries as independent countries. So Israel started relations with all these countries. Of course, Serbia, then Yugoslavia. You have to understand. Serbia was successor of Yugoslavia. Yeah, thank you for. I didn't chat. No, I'm talking English. This is about Israeli relations with former Yugoslav republics. So I'm talking in English. I cannot talk in Slovenian. I'm talking when I have this stream on or streams on Facebook. I talk Slovenian. So hi, DVD XX. Okay, I hope that I will not have this chat because we have a very beautiful day. So in 19 where I was. Yeah, okay. Serbia as a successor of Yugoslavia. So Yugoslavia was still on the map till 2006 when Montenegro also declared independence. Okay, Yugoslavia was successor. Serbia was successor of Yugoslavia. So Serbia, Belgrade, we can say they restored all these relations with Israel because they then they needed this international support because of war. So yeah, so we can say Israel had all with all republics relations all this time after this Tito's Yugoslavia collapsed, we can say. In 2006, Israel recognized also Montenegro as an independent country. Then in 2020, Israel recognized Kosovo as an independent country also. Okay, so we will talk now about these relations, because a lot of politicians try to compromise Israel about this. I'm always saying, you know, Israel wants good relations with all countries. when we talk about countries of former Yugoslavia. So, but a lot of politicians try to compromise Israel. And of course, this was happening also during the war when Yugoslavia collapsed. Okay, thank you for all your comments, but you should be. Oh, it's not. It's night. It's night boat. Night boat. It's not boat, but bot. Night bot. Okay, so we will talk. We will. A picture says 1,000 words. So I have a lot of pictures. I have a lot of pictures. Here I will also mention this Turkey and Israel relations. Turkey was also a country which recognized Israel. I don't know. I think in 1948 or 1949, and Iran also, as a Muslim country, also recognized Israel when Israel declared independence. Okay, so let's go. I must open these pictures. Okay, yeah. So just a second. Okay, here is of course Vucic and Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, Vucic yesterday was with Erdogan. You have to understand. Vucic was with Erdogan, Dodik was with Netanyahu. They're trying to show this to their public. They're covering all Middle East. Someone from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, came to Dodik Cvijanovic yesterday. And yes, of course, just a second. Where is the mouse? Okay, relations. We will talk about all these relations. Nightbot again. Okay. I have a lot of pictures, so yeah, we'll talk about pictures. So okay, relations between Serbia and as I said, Serbia restored this frozen relationship with Israel in 1992. You have to understand this because they needed international support. But first of all, you have to understand Israel and Slovenia had the most of these bilateral meetings out of the republics of the former Yugoslavia. So that's true. Okay, now we will check this photo. Here are Erdogan and Netanyahu just a couple of months before war in Gaza started. So this Turkish Israeli relations here, which are quite funny when you hear Erdogan today, because we can see that Erdogan met almost all Israeli statements. As you can see, Erdogan with Olmert, Erdogan with Herzog, Erdogan with is this Erdogan? Erdogan and Ariel Sharon. So something like that. Again, Erdogan and Ariel Sharon. So he actually met all Israeli statesmen. Again, is Erdogan and Netanyahu. Okay, we will talk also about Arafat. Yeah, I choose this topic because I was not talking. I gave a comment to ambassador. Israeli ambassador, we can say Israeli embassy in Albania, but this embassy covers a lot of countries in the region, so we can say, I think so Montenegro, Macedonia, Bosnia, and so on, about all these things which are happening regarding relations with Israel. Okay, yeah. So, as I said, we can check. I mixed now everything. You can see, first of all, Milosevic and Tudjman didn't meet with Israeli statesmen. I don't know why, but I can say that Tudjman was some kind of anti-Semitic, Islamophobic, and Serbophobic president of Croatia, and he cooperated with Milosevic and with Alija Izetbegovic. It's very strange with these people from all the regime, how they worked. Okay, I'm looking now for Slovenian. Okay, as you can see, love between Pahor, who was Prime Minister of Slovenia and President, with Netanyahu. So this was a picture of Alija Izetbegovic and Arafat. Netanyahu and Mate Granic. So Franjo Tudjman didn't come. Then Mate Granic was prime minister. Here is the picture of Lagumdžija, who was visiting Western Wall. He had meetings with Shimon Peres. Okay, yeah, Janez Drnovšek, prime minister with Shimon Peres, Janez Drnovšek and Ehud Olmert, Plenković and Netanyahu, Jadranka Kosor with Netanyahu. She was a prime minister of Croatia. Okay, yeah, Arafat actually, I'm not saying he loved Milosevic, but he was backing Milosevic. He invited him to celebrate Christmas in Bethlehem, and then Israelis said they would arrest Milosevic in this territory. Okay, you can see also Boris Tadic and Mahmoud Abbas, Ivica Dačić with, I don't know, some Palestinian politician. Okay, here was first meeting between, you can see here Shimon Peres. This was the summit of peace, I think so, in Egypt. President of Egypt and United States of America's president, they made this conference, and here was also Shimon Peres, and here was also Alija Izetbegovic. So this was the first meeting between Alija Izetbegovic and Shimon Peres. So they started. How can I say? Then they Israel and Bosnia started cooperating regarding a lot of things. But you have to understand, Alija Izetbegovic had meetings with Arafat, a lot of meetings. You can see here Vučić with Abbas, also this chairman of PA, Janez Janša with Benjamin Netanyahu. And as you can see, a lot of pictures. You can see Tomislav Nikolić with Abbas. He was also with Kučan and Shimon Peres, Borut Pahor and Netanyahu. he's Bakir Izetbegović, his son of Ali Izetbegović with Abbas. Yeah, in 1993, Ali Izetbegović and Arafat, but Arafat backed. He supported Milosevic, we can say. Here's Putin visiting Western Wall also. So yes, I didn't. Yeah, Albin Kurti from Kosovo. Where are this picture? Yeah, Tomislav Nikolic with Abbas. But Nikolic also met, I think, yeah, he met Shimon Peres also. Okay, something like that we can say about this. I will read now. What I wrote regarding all this. Okay, yeah, I agree with Galit Peleg, with what she said to Sabina Čudić. The problem is that they don't understand some issues when we talk about pro-Bosnian factions. Many don't understand the relations between Israel and the countries of the former Yugoslavia. During the time of the statesman Shimon Peres, who was very popular in Slovenia, you have to understand this, namely presidents and prime ministers met regularly, from Milan Kučan, Janez Drnovšek, so even Ali Izetbegović had a meeting with Shimon Peres in. I said this also. Well, they established diplomatic relations. I have said many times that Bosniaks are indoctrinated with anti-Israel rhetoric because of Izetbegović. There is a lot of truth here, but Izetbegović actually met with Peres. You have to understand also this. If you say Bosniak today this, and again they would not understand. Zlatko Lagumdžija met with Peres. Only Milosevic and Tudjman did not meet with Peres. As I said, Milosevic had own problems regarding Hague. Tudjman was anti-Semitic and Islamophobic and Serbophobic person. Peres came to Croatia, I think, when Stipe Mesić became the president of Croatia. And also Serbia began to cooperate more closely with Israel during the time of Đinđić and Tadić. Ivo Sanader, the former prime minister of Croatia, also strengthened relations with Israel. After Vučić arrived, the Serbian government also turned to the Palestinians. You saw pictures with about where are Tomislav Nikolic and Abbas. Okay, so because they considered Israel to be pro-American, and until then, for example, Dodik had no contacts with Israel. As soon as Orban is the key guy about this, as soon as Orban became a factor in the region, Dodik, roughly speaking, he started kissing Netanyahu's ass. Okay, Serbian HDZ, we can say Croatian Democratic Union, are also strengthening relations with Israel. Now Netanyahu is praising Dodik, who is a sycophant, and this really bothers the Bosniaks. They don't understand that. I also said just a second. The problem with these pro-Bosnian factions is that they don't understand. Actually, they don't have competent people when it comes to a diplomatic relation. Another thing is Lagumdžija and Alkalai, who have a job in New York regarding United Nations. Bosnians' foreign policy is totally incompetent. they go here and there to Germany, Turkey, and Saudi Arabia, and even there they don't agree on anything. Just enough to say we have it on paper, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Bosnia. But that's why they have salaries of EU politicians. And people are fleeing from this country because of incompetent politicians. You have to understand, half of Bosnian ambassadors, they're working for Croatia or for Serbia. Imagine that American ambassadors around the world are working for Chinese interests or Russian interests, or Russian ambassador is working for American interests. No, but when we talk about Bosnia, the situation is like that. The Bosnian ambassadors, who are half of them, they're working for Croatia or for Serbia's interests, and that's reality about this Bosnians' foreign policy. Okay, then Jelena Beočanin answered me from Serbia that Alia played double game. And I said to her, only God knows what was in Alia's head when we talk about Alija Izetbegović, and it's very difficult to understand what was in the head, especially of those whom UDBA was some kind of Mossad, CIA, MI6, BND of Yugoslavia. It was intelligence agency or secret service. So UDBA invented them, not only Izetbegović, we can say Izetbegović, Tudjman and Šešelj, because they were political prisoners then in Yugoslavia. Izetbegović loved Pakistan more than Bosnia, you have to understand this. He was close friend of Dobrica Ćosić. Dobrica Ćosić was kind of father of Serbian policy and Serbian politicians about everything. He was a thinker. Even his son visited Dobrica. He, when we talk about Alija Izetbegović, he collaborated with Tudjman even though they could not come. They hated each other. You have to understand, Tudjman and this Izetbegović. And somehow the CIA recruited Franjo and Alija to work for the CIA with, we can say, Washington Agreement. Okay, I don't know if you understand. I'm just jumping about all these comments. Yeah, she said that Jews and Serbs are almost the same nation. And I said, as for Jewish Israelis, if any of them come from, for example, Russia, Germany, Serbia, Iran, Croatia, Bosnia, Poland, Uzbekistan, Albania, and so on. Just a second, I have yeah. If any of them come from, for example, Russia, Germany, Serbia, Iran, Croatia, Bosnia, Poland, Uzbekistan, Albania, they are tied to that country because Judaism is not an ethnic or racial orientation but a confessional one. So the culture of Jews themselves is different. Russian Jews are culturally different from, for example, those from Morocco. Okay, I said this as for Yugoslavia on May 1948 Tito and Yugoslavia were among the first to recognize Israel. Okay, blah blah blah. Yugoslavia broke off relations with because Yugoslavia was kind of tutor of non-aligned countries. Okay, blah blah blah. I said this after Tito. Yugoslavia recognized also Palestinian Authority successor. Yes, Serbia was. I also said also. Okay, we will talk about war because they're trying to compromise even today. Okay, if you are Serbian, you're very how can I say, close with great Jewish Serb Danilo Kiš or Seka Sablic. You cannot be close in terms of people. You can be, of course, close with. I can be close with all people, but culturally, I'm talking. You cannot be close in terms of people with Persian Jews. If you are from Serbia, I'm trying. I try to explain that. Okay, yeah, Netanyahu. He's a politician. He likes to be flattered by other politicians. I personally absolutely don't like his politics. You have to understand. I will talk now about this. What happened on October 7th October, about Netanyahu. Here I also wrote that he has been in power for too long, and that's true, too long. He's kind of megalomaniac about this, like other politicians. They think they will live forever, and they will be prime ministers or presidents forever. So this is kind of megalomaniac behavior when we talk about politicians. And he really, how can I say, even before this, what happened in Gaza and on October 7, he was making problems all around the world regarding us who are doing everything, who are spending so much time when we talk about anti-Semitism, when we are actually reducing anti-Semitism and anti-Israel rhetoric. All YouTubers, vloggers, streamers around the world, all good Israelis, good Jews, good friends of Israelis, who are really reducing all this. And he endangered us. We could be, or we can still be, a victim of some idiotic, terrorist because of him. And I can say we are all who are reducing all this anti-Semitism, and we are spending a lot of time. We are not paid about that. Dinko, what? No, Serendas. No, I'm talking about Arki. Yeah, Arki. Hi, Arki. No, I'm talking. V slovenščini imam tole, ko imam na Facebooku, zdaj sem se. I choose to speak on YouTube only English when I have streams. So, yes. This is about Bosnia and Croatia, Slovenia, Yugoslavia, and Israel, Palestinians, and so on. Okay, yes. So I was talking about Netanyahu, who really who made a lot of problems about this. He endangered us when we are trying to reduce all this anti-Semitism, anti-Israeli rhetoric. He obviously, I can say, obviously uh, doesn't know, he doesn't recognize in what kind of idiotic world we are living in. And all this, I can say, what happened on October 7, Mossad and Shin Bet, they knew that something is happening in Gaza with these Hamas terrorists. They knew, of course, and they informed government, but they cannot give direct orders to army. They cannot give direct orders because the system works like that. The orders can give people in government. Prime Minister to Minister of Defense to, I don't know, General of Air Command, and so on. And Netanyahu was informed in time when this was happening. Actually, I think maybe he said, okay, leave them. Maybe they will do a small crime. They did a huge crime, a huge war crime. More than 1,000 people were killed in just a couple of hours. Now, if I would mention all these names who were killed on this day, I would need more than 2 hours. More than 2 hours to mention all these names who were victims of this massacre and then the war started in Gaza and so on. And I'm wondering, I was talking about Gaza 10 years ago. I know, and I knew then, that the Gaza has a lot of problems. And all these EU countries, we can say 27 EU countries plus Great Britain, Albania, Switzerland, marked Hamas as terrorist organization. So in fact, Netanyahu and we can say Israel has a lot of allies regarding this. So they could, but I'm not going to speak they, I will speak he could, Netanyahu, he could form some kind of stabilization forces then with all these international countries which marked Hamas as terrorist organization, to go in Gaza and to disarm Hamas and to put, I don't know, some technical authority there. And we were talking about this, but he didn't care. He didn't care. He cared more who will be next president. Oh yeah, Trump is next president. We can work now more closely with USA. He was doing I don't know. He was making selfies. No, these people, all these friends, Orban, Dodik, Vucic, and so on, they're not helping. They're not helping. I am talking to young generations about all these things. What do you think? They will reduce anti-Semitism and anti-Israel sentiment? No. People, young people, will do that. And he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand about this. In what kind of world he's living in. I would like to visit Israel with my mother, but she's afraid because of all of this situation. She thinks, what if Iran launches rockets again on Israel. And all this is happening when Netanyahu is and when he became a prime minister in Israel. It's easy to hear. For him, it's easy. But ask us how hard to be, how hard it is, how to be, I don't know, a good person about these issues. They don't care, these fanatics and Islamic, I don't know, extremists. If I am good, if this Israeli is good, if this Jew is good, if this Muslim is good, they say, oh yeah, he's saying something good about Israelis and Jews. So actually, he endangered lives of all Jews and friends of Jews and Israelis and all good people around the world. I could be also a victim in Sydney and other in other parts of world. So, as I said, he was informed in time about October of 7. And if, I don't know, if aircraft, this, just a sec. F-16 or F-80, they have also what F-35 fighters would bomb. They would at least stop Hamas massacre. I'm not saying there, of course, there would be also victims, but not like that. What, more than 1,000? Where is this? I cannot be when break up. Okay, yeah. Israel as a country was not involved in the breakup of Yugoslavia. I said this. Some people are trying to compromise all this, and the war itself. They are saying, a lot of, from this Serbian side, they say Israel was backing Serbian army. Israel was not backing anyone in this war, and I will prove this. Of course, they as I said, they're trying to compromise Israel with all this. They also mention Israel in Hague at court, or in court, an international court. Anyway, they mention a couple of times Israel, but actually Israel was not involved in this war. They're saying like Israel was selling weapons to Serbian army. I must check, just a second, I must find this link. I know everything about that, so you don't have to worry. You have to understand this, that all these countries were under embargo, arm embargo. So if someone sold weapons to, I don't know, which side. There were also, of course, Croatian, Serbian, and Bosnian side. You know, this was these weapons came through illegal routes, black market, and so on. The legal so the country Israel couldn't sell weapons. Oh, they sell. Actually, they're still selling. They sold a lot of weapons to Slovenia, and I can say Slovenia has most these weapons from Israel. And I can mention also this key Israeli equipment in the Slovenian armed forces. Yeah, but Slovenia was not under embargo. Croatia was under embargo because they considered then that more weapons would mean more war. This was also a strategy. This done. Strategy of Belgrade, because they had a lot of weapons from Yugoslav army, ex-Yugoslav army. So Yugoslav army had a lot of weapons. I think it was the fourth strongest army in the Europe. So the Serbs actually had enough of weapons, so they didn't need additional weapons. Okay, when we talk about strategy, what's wrong with me? Key Israel equipment in Slovenian armed forces, anti-tank missiles from Rafale advanced defense system, air defense, surveillance, mobile radar system, ELTA systems, artillery. Now I can say artillery. Guns and mortars from Sultan system, Elbit. Maritime. What is this? Super Dvora, the fast patrol boats, upgrades, Elbit system for T-55 tanks, upgrades, and advanced tactical radar. This is all what I mentioned, Slovenian equipment of or in the Slovenian armed forces from Israel. So Israel was selling a lot of weapons to Slovenia legally. And I have to say also this, Vučić said publicly that Serbia is selling weapons to most, when we talk about this is munition, to Israel, yes. And I have to also mention this, Bosnians are also selling weapons to Israel, and I have proof, but they're trying to hide this. Just a second. What is I cannot find, but I have this link. Yeah. Where is this link? Yeah. Export, izvoz export. Okay, you have a lot of links. export. You can see all these war factories. Just a second. Where are there? PT Garage, the Unis Ginex Garage, the Binas Bugojno, Unik Marta Matra Group Laktaši, and Konjic isto. Also there is a Konjic one war factory. They're selling weapons to Israel. So, but this is illegal. This is not illegally. So, if anyone, I'm trying to say, if anyone was selling weapons during the war in Bosnia and Croatia, this was illegally, because embargo was these countries were under, not embargo was under embargo. Let's E and oh, where is this again? I have to just a second. And yeah, because you have to understand. So the Israel sold a lot of weapons to Slovenia legally. Okay, we will talk about this. Yes, how they're mentioning this also in I can say Israel doesn't have to worry about this because they were not compromised about this. Okay, yeah. Israeli court rejects request for Bosnia war deals data. Okay, you don't have to worry, I know everything about this. But first of all, I have to open this. I have to open this file. Okay, it was very funny. One thing about this, it was ridiculous, but they... Just a second. Where the fuck is this? About Mossad and... I cannot find... Okay, I have all this evidence here. Okay, yeah, in Hague, Hague, we say Hague. Okay, in trial at I said at or at the International Criminal Tribunal of former Yugoslavia, Dusan Kovačević. The former Bosnian Serb defense minister, he said he was visiting the Greek prime minister in March 1995. You have to understand, in 1995, March 1995, this was last year of war. After 6 months, war ended in Bosnia, so it was very irrelevant. But we can say that Serbian army and Karadzic army was exhausted. And the second thing was that CIA or Washington made pact with Izetbegovic and Tudjman in 1994. So they started cooperation in this war Sarajevo and Zagreb. And Serbian army was not, first of all, they were exhausted. Milosevic was under the sanctions, so here we can talk about economic problems. Serbs were not so motivated, we can say, about this. They were losing battles on the ground in this period on March 1995. So he said that just like visiting the Greek prime minister when he was contacted by Israelis Mossad and offered military aid in 1995. So Mossad actually, why? You know why? I will tell you why, but this didn't happen like this. It wasn't something that happened at my request. It was all Israeli intelligence service who contacted me during my visit to Greece while I was visiting these ministers. More specifically, the Mossad, Kovacevic said. They informed me about quite large number of mujahideen being in Bosnia. Okay. So in 1995, Mossad actually informed Serbians that mujahideens are in Bosnia. But all world knew that mujahideens, the couple of mujahideens, I'm not saying they were a lot of. This was who sent these mujahideens and these Islamic terrorists. They were from Lebanon, from Hezbollah, from Algeria, from Egypt, we can say. They were mercenaries. A lot of mercenaries were in this war. First of all, these from Islamic states. But you have to ask yourself, how did they come to Bosnia? Because Bosnia was totally isolated with all this war. So they came through Croatia or through Serbia. But who sent them? Of course, sent them. This was the CIA and Arab, I don't know, some deal to send these mercenaries, terrorists from Islamic states. After the war in Bosnia, they were sent to Chechnya or Afghanistan and so on. They were mercenaries. They were they committed a lot of war crimes. They're doing this in all wars, mercenaries. But there were also mercenaries from Greece, Romania, Russia and Bulgaria, who fought for Ratko Mladic and Karadzic. You have to understand this. And there were also mercenaries from Western countries who were fighting for Croatia. And around 1,000 mercenaries, all of them around 4,000, we can say 3,000 to 4,000 mercenaries were in this war. So around 1,000 they were fighting for Bosnian army, 1,000 for Serbian army, and 1,000 for Croatian army. Okay, so, and you're telling me that Mossad didn't know that all world knew about this in 1993, and he said that Mossad contacted him in 1995 that they are mercenaries, these mujahideens in Bosnia. Oh, come on, please. 6 months after that war ended. You know why this happened? Greeks knew that the Serbian army is exhausted about this war. They knew that Croatians and Bosniaks or Muslims, Bosnian Muslims made a pact in 1994, and that CIA and Washington made this. Mossad is very how can I say, they are connected to CIA. They know everything about. They know a lot of things what CIA knows, and it's ridiculous. They were trying to. How can I say? They were trying to find Israel and Mossad, Greeks, to help the Serbians. So they offered them, I don't know how many rifles, 500 rifles, and just a second, I have to read, 500 sniper rifles. I said before that Serbs had enough of weapons. Special weapons for 500 men. Wow! They all in the last year of war. They offered joint combat against Islamic extremists 6 months after that war ended. Yeah. So this is ridiculous. For this was Greeks, probably they called Mossad, and they needed help from Mossad to, because they knew that that Serbian army is exhausted and they're losing battles. When Sarajevo and Zagreb signed a pact in Washington, you have to understand, Mossad knew all the time that they are extremists on of course on this Bosnian side, and there were extremists on in this Serbian side and Croatian side. So they didn't involve in this war like they are saying in 1995. Yeah, they offered help, really. Okay, yeah, here you can see a pictures of these extremists. It's not a joke. Okay, I saw yesterday a video. There were also a Bosnian Muslims who served in for Mladic and Karadzic. Yeah, you have to understand also this world is not black and white. 1 hour and 4 minutes. This stream. So okay, you can see here is a Greek. These are volunteers or Greek mercenaries in Srebrenica in 1995. This is one Mujahideen picture, and these are the Russians in these Russians mercenaries in Serbian army. But as I said, around 1,000, all of them, around 4,000, 3,000 to 4,000 mercenaries were in this war. And as I said, there were not mercenaries from Israel in this war. So don't try to compromise Israel in all this. So as I said, from Romania, Greece, Russia, for Serbia, there were also right-wingers from Britain and France. Okay, for these mercenaries for Bosnian in Bosnian army, they made just shit in every war where they are, these mercenaries. And mercenaries are in all wars. You have to understand, also in this war, Ukrainian Russian war, there are a lot of mercenaries. In Syria war, there were a lot of mercenaries, even from Slovenia. A couple of Slovenians went to Syria to fight with Kurds. Okay, and there were also mercenaries from Bosnia who fought for, and they were killed in Syria. They fought for, I don't know who, for opposition, this Al Nusra or ISIL. Okay, for Bosnia, there were mercenaries from, as I said, from Lebanon. A couple of them were Hezbollah terrorists. Algeria, Egypt, I think 3 or 4 were from Uganda. From Uganda, yeah. Then from France, Arabs who were living in France, and maybe from Saudi Arabia also, yeah. But after the war, they went to Chechnya. Chechnya, how do you say Chechnya? We say Chechnya. Chechnya, to Afghanistan. They are working for CIA. Come on, man. And when they say, oh yeah, in 1995, in last year of war, yeah, Mossad said, oh, they are mercenaries from Islamic states who are fighting in Bosnia. They knew also in 1993 they are mercenaries. Come on, man. Okay, that's it for today. Shabbat Shalom. I hope you understand what I said. And that's it. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. And yes. Bye bye. Goodbye. Have a nice day.